Hey, good morning. Welcome again to Bolzano, looking at the engine that gave up on us yesterday. On further evaluation, it looks like we had fuel contamination on the left tank, and that's why the engine stuttered yesterday. So we are on our way to Summit, and this time for real. Time to go. The tail wheel is still locked. Not good. So here's how we turn a DC-3 on the spot. Lead disregard with noise abatement procedures. Sorry, guys. There we go. So no flaps departure. Gonna go straight out on the runway heading into the valley, then turn around, make a U-turn over these hills and then head where we wanted to head yesterday. Anyways, we are ready to go. It's early in the morning. Didn't want to waste more time. Really wanted to get to our destination in our third attempt now. Alrighty. Tail wheel is locked. Absolutely no rudder authority at the moment, so let's give it 20 on the manifold pressure. Good to tail, please come up, thank you. Tail is not coming up. Alright. This point I don't care. There we go. Must be doing something wrong, but the tail is not coming up at all. Positive climb gear up. And pitch up 120 miles per hour. What did we forget? Fuel boost pumps, of course, and cowl flaps to trail. Would be nice if we looked at a checklist just for once. Okay, then now boost pumps off. That's if we had them enabled, and we can take out a little RPMs already. Make this a bit easier on the ears. Right, beautiful. Climbing at the leisurely 2,000 feet per minute. There we go. And we're about to be high enough to make a U-turn. Take this gap here. A little bit of right rudder. Then ailerons. And once we did that, we can switch our mixtures to lean. We are at almost 4,000 feet by the end of this turn. Power is good, speed is good. Mixture to lean. Alright, time to gain some altitude. Right, now we get to see whether the cloud cover has dissipated over the Alps. Okay, we're still in a climb here, so we're not reducing power too much. We reduced the props a little bit just to make the sound a bit more bearable, and in order to not over torque the engine as we climb higher. Just making this ridge here now. Now we need a little trim because we're getting blown off course a bit to our left. And the other thing we can do is we can switch on the superchargers now, which will help somewhat over 10,000 feet. Should help with performance a bit. Yeah, weather looks much better. I'm hopeful. And we reached cruise, so we can reduce power even further. This is still a gas-guzzling behemoth, and I think the whole mixture isn't modeled properly. I think we're burning the same rate of fuel with lean and with full mixture. Right, we can have a little bit of a look-see on the map. So we took off here, we're now in this valley, and we're gonna head through this little passage. So we have runway 3 and 21. Runway 3 has a good headwind, so that's from the other direction here. We might have to go and do a U-turn here over the, preferably over the lakes. Here's your METAR. Wind 20 at 12. Visibility is 1 kilometer. It's overcast at 0 feet, which is pretty much the same thing we saw 2 days ago. And that meant it was completely impossible to see. In the meantime, we are starting our descent. I'm taking at all the speed I can without triggering the alarms. That's where they are. Suddenly it gets quiet in here. We could argue that switching to full rich here is a mistake because we are still at 10,000 feet. The airport elevation is 6,500 feet, so in normal plane that more than qualifies for kind of half rich. Otherwise you just don't have any engine power at all. I haven't seen any noticeable differences in engine output depending on mixture so far. It's a bit surprising that this isn't modeled in a study level aircraft. Then again, I'm pretty happy with the flight model, so if they're gonna fix this later and allow me to have fun flying, that's good enough for me. Okay, still fairly quick. Approaching 10,000 feet. Gonna switch on the landing lights like a good boy. And we're gonna level off here pretty much over Zernez. So this is where you would also make a first announcement, as in, by the way guys, I'm arriving via the Zernez route with a kind of 5-minute warning for landing. There we go. No snow at the moment. Approaching the airport by hugging the mountains on the right. Airport's gonna come into view shortly. So standard arriving procedures over this bridge right ahead of us. That's normal. Usually you cross that at like 10,500 feet, or a little bit lower than that. Should we try and do the U-turn where the pattern says we should? It's a bit tight. A steep turn pretty close to the ground at high elevation, and with a heavy airplane, I'm not sure it's wise. The alternative is to fly straight over the lakes where it gets a little bit easier to make a U-turn. Good morning. A lot of altitude to lose still. So normally if the winds are favorable, you would obviously approach from the east, but we do have a good amount of wind at the moment from the opposite direction. Roughly 9,500 feet. Gonna continue a little bit further. There we go, Sameden, Pontresina, the golf course. It's not. It's all there. Engine's good, fuel's good. Flying over the ski area. This is Marguns. Looks a lot smaller from up here compared to standing down there on skis. Yes. Interesting procedure we're flying here. Could argue it's the sightseeing procedure. Okay, slowing down And gear down. Full throttles, mixture full rich. Down the hill we go. Pretty sure this is not a kosher approach, but it is scenic. It's like 7 in the morning, so people sleeping here will be surprised. There's St. Moritz with the many hotels, and down there's the railway station, and the lake, obviously. Okay, a little bit high, taking out a little bit more speed after the hills here, dropping a bit lower after that. No flaps as of yet. We'll take out the... Hello, where's my mouse? Engine anti-ice, propeller anti-ice off. Cowl flaps are fine, the fuel pumps are coming on, gear is down, speed is alright. Flaps no need, propeller full forward, mixture full rich. Got a green light on the gear. We could also check. Yes, we have a gear and we're too high. What the hell? Same effect like on a bicycle where you turn around and you swerve into the road and get killed. Happens in planes as well. Right, speed still good, 100 knots. Thing says we're high. I disagree, we're good. Adding a little power. Alright. I still cannot judge the height properly. Always seem to fall into a hole at the end of the flare. There's not much flare to begin with. We're idle. Tail's coming down. Tail is down. Tail wheel is off. And some manual braking is required. That noise is annoying as hell. Yeah, but we made it. Okay. First flight without any sort of shenanigans. Very glad. Good runway conditions. No snow at the moment. Might change any day now. That was a fun approach. I'm pretty sure I would get scolded for this in real life. Flying over the town directly and doing a steep dive like this. More of a bomber maneuver than a proper landing, but I didn't see it fit to go all the way over the lakes just to make a U-turn. Left side is clear. Right side is clear. Very good morning. Time for coffee. Morning, gentlemen. What are you guys doing here? Suspiciously like they're relieving themselves. Very nice. Parking brake on. Tail wheel locked. Switchity. Open the doors. There we go. Here's your ground power. Here's the battery off. Thanks for flying. There we go.